Big pop to the upside today for the S&P 500. Holy moly, clearing a bunch of critical resistant levels that are now support levels. Is the August bottom in? According to seasonality, we spoke about this in the last video. I mentioned that we are here now in the final week of August, and there is a tendency for upside, for buying pressure, to be bullish. Okay, that's the tendency based on the last 20 years of data. The average tendency for SPY was to be bullish, and it's kind of playing out right now. That's why the big question is the bottom, is the August bottom in? Well, I usually favor a bottom is in because I can't see the future. We always want to manage our risk, but I usually favor a bottom is in when we clear some critical resistant levels. For me, that, as mentioned in previous videos, I mentioned about the 442 level. That was the fib level and also the breakout of this wedge. I mentioned the 444 level, which was the June high. I mentioned the 445.5 level, and that's a fib level. And I had a level around 447 that was based on the green trend line from March 13th low. Okay, recaptured all those levels, cleared critical levels. So as of right now, because of what the price action has shown me today, I am favoring that the August bottom is in. But remember, we are sheeps. If the price action reverses, we're not going to argue with the price action. Today we did not argue with the price action. In my Discord, I wrote in the Discord, I had the levels at 444 and 442. Okay, support was 442. That's where we wanted to look to short. I would have been a lot more bearish below 437, but a breakdown of 442 would have canceled yesterday's breakout. Go back to that daily chart. Yesterday we closed above 442. So bears needed a false breakout setup and break back below 442. Instead, it broke above 444. It broke above 445.5, as you guys see on my 30-minute chart here. So we don't argue with the price action. We just follow it. We see it break some resistant levels. That's a setup for longs. We see a false breakdown setup. That's a setup for longs. Breakdown support. That's a setup for short. False breakout. That's a setup for shorts. Today it just broke out. It gave us a one-directional move. One-directional moves aren't very trappy. They just blow the account, or they try to blow the accounts of retail traders who are trying to go against the price action. So there was no false breakdown setup, no trappy setups. It's just a one-directional move to the upside. Question is now, can it continue? Well, we got to look at the charts. We got to know the levels, know the setups, and just trade it unbiasedly. And with that being said, two levels to look at, 448.5 and 447. 448.5 is the fib level. 447 is the green trend line. All right? That's what the bears need. I give the bear case scenario and the bull case scenario, and it's honors to trade it like sheeps and react unbiasedly. All right? These aren't predictions. These are just trade ideas for either scenario. This is about being prepared. So if you are a bear, you want to see those two levels break down to be a false breakout setup, possibly a dead cat bounce, maybe a lower high. All right, but I have to break down some levels. 448.5, 447, that will be a bearish sign. And if we break back below 445.5 and 444, oh yeah, that is bearish. And this right here was likely just a lower high. Okay, that's the bear case scenario. Listen to me, I got a bull case as well. You know, you already seen seasonality, and according to seasonality, we are bullish into September, chop the first week of September, then another high in mid-September before we do a massive drop in the mid-September. Okay, so the bull case right now is as long as above 447, this recapture stays intact. We had a one-directional move today. Very possible tomorrow could be a chop day to cool down a little bit. All right, but overall, the levels that were captured today, you want to see them hold as support. So 444 lowest, bulls must defend. back below 444, we're likely heading down, either back down to 433 or to a lower low. All right, so 447, loss of that is a bearish warning. Loss of 444, we're likely heading down much, much, much lower. Okay, but as long as above 447 and 448.5, watch for the breakout of next resistant levels at 450, 451.7, 453, 455.5. There is a gap at 456.2-ish. I got resistant at 458, and then July high was at 459.4. Obviously above that would be a new 52-week high. Maybe up to 462 or something like that. All right? So you guys got my levels. You guys got my setups. Those are the trade ideas. Above 447, stay bullish. Below it is a bearish warning. Could be bearish to back test 444, but below 444, I would favor a much lower sell-off, maybe down to 433 or lower. Okay, of course we got levels between that, but I'm just saying. All right, triple Q. All right, here's where it get a little tricky. If SPY is going to pop up high, it's going to need some help from triple Q. Triple Q, beautiful one-directional move today. We had a trade idea to long above 367 and 369.5. That played out beautifully, going as high as 375. Now we have that critical resistance level at 375.6. I have fib levels from all-time high down to October 2022 low, as you guys can see, okay, the white lines. And also, is also based on this orange trend line. We could get a third touch of it. Now, a breakout of 375.6, I would favor the bottom is in. The August bottom is in for triple Q. As of right now, it's a little tricky. We're getting to a very critical resistant level. Now, as I always say, if we want to trust the rejection, we want to see it break down support. A strong rejection from resistance should be strong enough to break down support. If not, that makes that rejection questionable. All right, so above 375.6, the bottom is in with 377, 378.6, 380.5, 382, and 385-ish back in play. As far as the bearish case scenario, if we break back below 373 and 369.5, it'd be pretty bearish. Put in 367, 355, 365, and 363.4 all back in play, okay? Dow Jones managed to clear that 346.5 level. Got very close to testing the next resistance at 349. If it breaks 349, the rally continues with 351, 353, and 354-ish back in play. Can't get bearish unless we drop back below 346.5. If it does, that's the trigger to go short with 344.5, 342.5, and 340 back in play. IWM managed to break out the yellow trend line. Look at that. It's a breakout and recaptured the green trend line. Now it's bullish now. It's looking bullish. As long as above 187, stay bullish on IWM. A breakout of 189.2 would be good follow through. Putting 191.4, 193, 195, and 196.4 all back in play. All right. I would get bearish back below 186.5. Okay. 186.5 fails. 185.7, 184.6, 183.5, and 182 would be back in play. Okay. Remember, below 186.5 would be a false breakout. Tesla. All right, a lot of people were bearish on Tesla because they were following the news. Okay, over here on Uncle Charter's channel, we follow the price action because the price action is the true shepherd. I've been saying all week, and I wrote in the Discord as well. Below 240.7 bearish, above it is bullish. That was our equilibrium level. There's a yellow trend line right here. Okay, we broke above it. We cleared it intraday and went as high as 257.48. Holy moly, donut shop. All right, now support right now is 253. That's based on the fib level. Bears need to break that down, and maybe we could sell back down to the 240s. 245.5, 242.5, and 240.7 can get back tested. Okay, but it needs to lose 253 to put those lower targets in play. As long as above 253. Watch for the breakout of 257.5 to put 260, 263, 266.5 and possibly 270 back in play. Apple managed to break out that 182 level. It managed to break out that 180.75 level as well. Those were two fib levels. As long as above those levels, the breakout stays intact. If it clears 185, that will be follow through, bullish follow through from today, putting 188, gap fill at 191 and 192.6 back in play. Now, if it breaks back below 182 and 180.75, we could get ourselves a false breakout setup, putting 178 and 176 back in play. NVDA, monster stock. For anybody that's thinking about joining my Discord, looking for trade ideas, holy moly, I got a bunch of trade ideas, but NVDA, I wrote here, as long as above 464, watch for the breakout of the next resistant. Watch for the breakout of the next resistant at 468. If cleared, I had a bunch of targets in play to the upside. We was only going to look to short below 464. Remember, we're looking to react to the price action. And as you can see, we did not break down 464. We cleared 468 and it went as high as 490.6. Holy moly. Holy moly donut shop. This stock is a monster. Now, as of right now, if NVDA wants more upside, it needs to clear resistant levels starting with 488 and 490.5. This would put 495, 498.7, 500, 502.4, 505.5, and 507.6 all in play. If you want to get bearish, you need to see some breakdowns of support, starting with 184.6, 483. If those levels fail, 481 would be back in play, with 478.5, 476.5, and possibly a nice drop back down to 471.3-ish. Okay? Above 488 and 490.5, the rally continues. Break back down 483.2. This could be a lower high. Play it like a sheep. Microsoft recaptured at 327 level. As long as above 327, bullish. We're bullish as long as above 327. Watch for the breakout of 329. If it does, 332.8, 335.5, 338.5, and 342 would all be back in play. Below 327 is a false breakout. And if it is a false breakout, watch for follow through. Breakdown of 325 to put 321.6. 319 and 317.6 all in play. Loss of 317.6. I'll be favoring 311.8, but we could just test 314.5 as well, okay? So overall, below 327 is bearish, but follow through will be a breakdown of 325. Above 327 is bullish. Follow through will be a breakout of 329. Amazon. It cleared. I had a level around 134.3, but the big fib level's at 135. If it clears that tomorrow, bullish. Don't argue with the price action. Above 135 is bullish, with 136.6 gap fill at 137.7 and 139 in play. Above 139 would be very bullish. Now, if it breaks back below 134.3 or breaks down 132.6, that's bearish, with 130 in play. Below 130 is extremely bearish. Bears in control with 128.5 and 126 in play. Google hit a critical level that I have. If I zoom back a little bit, I have fib level from all-time high down to November 2022 low, and it smashed that 137.4 level. If it clear, we got some selling pressure there, but if it clears it tomorrow, 138, 140.5, 144, and 146 will all be in play, okay? It's got to clear 137.4 to be bullish and put more upside targets in play. Overall, there was some strong selling pressure there. We'll see if there'll be follow through from that selling pressure. And if it is, it should break down the 135 support level and the 132.8 level. If it does, 129.5 is in play. Below 129.5, we get a deeper sell-off down to 126.6, 125, and gap fill at 122.5. Meta giving us the third touch of this white trend line. Breakout is above 298. Meta above 298 is breakout mode and puts 306.5 in play. Of course, I have 300 Before 306, I have 300 and 303 in play, and then 307. But above 307 would be a recapture of the 2023 trend line and extremely bullish above 307. Okay, but to get there, it'll need to break out 298 first. Now, if 298 rejects, trust it. If it breaks down support, starting with 294, 292, 290, 288, and 286. If those support levels fail, bearish, it will likely drop back down to the low 270s. Netflix managed to recapture the 415.3 level yesterday, and today showed follow through, closing back above 426.5. If you are bearish, you want to see 26.5 fail. If it does, that's when you want to look to short the target more downside. 419, 415.3, and possibly down to 408-ish 0.5. Now, if it shows more bullish follow through, it should clear 432 first. That'll be a trigger to go long. Put in 437.5 in play. If that clears, 443, 445, 448, and possibly up to 453. Okay, AMD managed to recapture 103.5 and that 105 level. Follow through for tomorrow would be to clear 107. If it clears 107 tomorrow, look to long with 109, 110.3, and 112.8 all back in play. It could possibly go touch this yellow trend line at 115-ish. Now, if it breaks back below 105 and 103.5, don't argue with the price action. That's bearish. Putting 101.3, 99.5, and 97.7 all back in play. Palantir is a very slow stock. I'm not sure I want to cover this much more. It's not very volatile, but I gave it a shot. But still, overall, above 15 is bullish. If it can clear 16 tomorrow, that'll be some good follow through. Put in 17, 18.3, 19.3, and maybe 20.8 in play. Can't get bearish unless it breaks down 15.8 to put 13.6, 13, and 11.4 back in play, guys. Here is the dark pool order. We had a lot of premium coming in at 442.73, about 1.1 billion in premium. Okay, that's the dark pool level. Add that to your chart. Bullish above it, bearish below it. Here is the option flow, filtered for 500k premiums or above. All right, bullish. SPY is bullish. QQQ is bearish. It's contradicting each other. Dow Jones is bearish. IWM is bullish. It's pretty mixed here. Let's see what the stocks are showing. Tesla is bullish. Apple's bullish. NVDA is bullish. Microsoft is bullish. Amazon is bullish. Nothing for Google. Okay, Google with the L is bullish. Let's check Meta. Meta is bearish. Nothing for Netflix. AMD is bullish. And Palantir, nothing for Palantir. Alright, guys, that's what the flows are showing. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider joining my Discord. I would love to serve you guys at a greater level and make some bank. Other than that, have a great evening. Peace.